All right, today I'm going to review the third Jordan Peele movie, which is called Nope. Warning, there are spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to have any plot details spoiled, you should just skip this video until after you've watched the movie. Now, the movie Nope stars Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer, who play siblings who live on a farm together. One day they see this mysterious flying object in the sky, which is basically going around abducting people and things and animals. And like any enterprising people in today's age, they decide like, hey, I'm not going to do the sensible thing and run away from this and try to not get eaten by the alien ship. They decide that, hey, I'm going to try to film this and try to make some money off of being one of the first people to film this UFO. And so long story short, the movie is really about their plot to do just that. Now, I am a pretty big fan of Jordan Peele. His first movie, Get Out, I just loved and it really impacted me. His second movie, which was Us, I felt more lukewarm on, but still enjoyed it. And so I was pretty excited to see this third one, just to see, what he's gonna do next. Now, if you know me, you know that I really care about my movie viewing experience, and so I actually booked this ticket a week in advance to make sure that I could get the exact right seat in the center of the theater in the Dolby Cinema at the AMC Metreon that is about 5 minutes away from me. Now, unfortunately, when I got there, there was some kind of weird, defect in the movie screen. It was there were a couple of places in the movie screen where it was slightly ripped, or the movie screen was slightly thinner, so you could actually see the light reflecting off of it in a kind of different manner from the rest of the screen. And it was one of those things where if you move your head left or right, it kind of goes away a little bit, but just where I happened to be sitting, it was very apparent. So I was able to move a little bit to the right, and then it kind of went away for the most part. But it meant that the guy that was sitting next to me was probably why is this guy leaning over slightly? And I'm I gotta have the best movie experience possible, so I'm gonna do this even if it's slightly awkward. It's a shame because it's the only Dolby Cinema in this theater, and who knows if they're going to fix it. And so what I think I'll do is just next time I'll try a different seat and see if that helps. Okay, now for the movie itself. What did I like about the movie? I would say this movie was actually pretty well written and pretty well acted. I think Jordan Peele was hey, I want to make just a UFO film with a little bit of humor mixed in, but quite a bit of thrill mixed in as well, and I think he accomplished that. There were definitely some parts where I was kind of on the edge of my seat, waiting to see what happened, and I think it's pretty amazing that he was able to balance that tone with the little bits of humor so that it mixes all into one just nice little package. I also just love the absurdity of the premise that you have these people who see this big scary ship that's basically going around and causing little mini tornadoes and eating people. And there's this one really messed up scene where the ship basically abducts 30 people and sucks it up into the ship, and then the people are screaming and crying and trying to get out. And then it's night and it's raining outside, and the ship is just sitting on top of the farmhouse that Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer live in, and it's just raining down blood from the people that it's I guess eating up. So it's amazing to me that these really scary and messed up things are happening, and these characters in the movie are yep, I'm gonna go and just film that. It seems like an absurd premise, but then again, I think it's a little bit of a play on storm chasers who are going after tornadoes and trying to film them, even though it's really dangerous. And it's yeah, maybe just a little bit of an interesting commentary on some of our motivations and what people would do. Aside from that, another thing I really enjoyed about this movie was the visuals. I liked the very simple and cool design of the ship. And then at the end where it's kind of turning into this big claw thing is, kind of weird, but also beautiful in a way. I think some of the other elements were just visually iconic, like this scene that I mentioned earlier with the blood raining down on the house. And just the cinematography in general was great. Some of these nighttime scenes, some of just the vistas of the farmland. I thought that was all great. And then the final thing I'll mention that I just really liked is just the black representation. And this is something that always gets me with these movies, but it's really cool to see a black director who is making a movie like this, and then just a pretty good diverse cast as well. And so even if the movie wasn't that good, I would probably appreciate that piece of it. All right, so was there anything that I didn't like about the movie? I did think that the first third or the first half was a little slow, and that they probably could have cut some things out. There's some other plot threads that I didn't quite see how they fit in, like the whole monkey attacking the people in the sitcom set in the 90s. I'm sure it's just going over my head what exactly that was, but didn't connect, and they probably could have cut it out, in my opinion. And yeah, my only other criticism would be that I just thought that this movie was pretty good. There was nothing that really emotionally impacted me, nothing that's really gonna leave me thinking or seeing the world in a different way, but not every movie has to be like that. All right, so summary, I'm going to actually talk about the movie a little bit and how I felt about it overall, and I'm actually going to give it a rating as well. I'm going to preface this by saying I kind of struggle with the idea of ratings with movies. I'm just a movie lover in general. I think pretty much every movie has a lot of things to appreciate about it. They just take so much work and thought to actually create them. And I think even like the worst movie of today is like way better than what you would have gotten maybe decades ago. And that we just, take for granted a little bit, just the quality of the entertainment for today. But I'm still going to give it a rating just to help me sort out how I feel about this movie versus others that I am seeing. So for this movie, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. I would say it was a fun ride, enjoyable 2 hours, lots of things I liked about it, fairly entertaining. But I would say just maybe not as groundbreaking as some of his other movies, in particular Get Out. But again, not every movie has to be that way. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this review of Jordan Peele's Nope. If you like this video, hit the like button, which will help others find it, and subscribe for more. Peace.